Hello, dear disobedients. Welcome to episode 9 of the Disobedient podcast. This is Saurabh Srivastava, the founder of Planet of Disobedience. And today we are going to talk about a personal topic, which is moving to Bangalore. This podcast would revolve around why I moved to Bangalore from my hometown and why should you consider moving to a new city maybe. Okay, so first of all, let's begin with why I moved to Bangalore. So there are a couple of reasons. In a way, there is no reason at all. There is no logical, from a middle class Indian perspective, there is no logical reason why I should move because I have a remote job. I was making money in my hometown. This money could be a lot of money, but I have come to Bangalore, the most expensive city in all of India. I don't know why I moved to Bangalore from that perspective. But if I look deeper, if I look at more subtler reasons, maybe I can name a few things. So number one on the top of the list is, I have seen that Bangalore has a lot of artist population. So I have done art events in various cities in India, especially in Lucknow, Pune, and Bangalore. And the kind of response I have gotten from Bangalore is unparalleled. So a lot of people, from Planet of Disobedience are my real life friends today, and most of them are in Bangalore. Be it Ajay, be it Shashwat, be it Nainaz, so many people. So they are like child. They have become like childhood friends of mine because we don't get to meet. But whenever I need them, they are there. Whenever they need me, I'm there. So I really want to expand this. Build on this network and build a real community of artists who really care about each other and Planet of Disobedience, obviously. So that is number one. That is reason number one. Number two is again networking. So I want to network with, as I said, other artists because that is where my tribe is. And number two, I want to network with a lot of entrepreneurs, startup founders, people who are building businesses. Because with Planet of Disobedience, even I am trying to build a business and I am really open to what collaborations we could do or maybe whatever opportunities that come my way. So for example, yesterday me and my friend went for a brunch, and two people, we were sitting in between. People behind us were talking about VCs and startups, and people ahead of us were talking about some startup and decoding why it didn't work and how their competitor did a better job. And I was like, this kind of an ecosystem I can only get in Bangalore. So that is another reason. The third reason is because a lot of my friends are in Bangalore. So, childhood friends, all of them, anyone who becomes an engineer in India most probably lands up in Bangalore. So, yeah, if I had to pick a city, obviously I'll pick a city with a lot of friends. So that is another reason why I moved to Bangalore. Last but not the least is my spiritual growth. So the last 1 year, while being in my hometown, I have lived a very comfortable life. Food was provided to me by my mother. Everything was taken care of by my family, and I just had to be there and work and have fun. As a result, if you have been following me for a while, you can see that I have gained a lot of weight. But all those good things, all those comfortable things, the whole cocoon that was created around me when I was in my home, my spiritual growth just tanked. So I am nowhere as joyful and as happier than as I was a year ago. It does not mean I'm sad or depressed. It's just that that spiritual joy that I had within me for no fucking reason, that's not there. So it was very important for me to move out and really give more efforts into my spiritual sadhana. And also Sadhguru's Isha Yoga Center is just an overnight journey from Bangalore. So during the weekends I can visit there, and I can imbibe the energy of that consecrated space. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. So these are the few reasons why I decided to move to Bangalore. Okay, so now that I've told you why I moved to a new city, Bangalore, here's my argument on why you should consider moving to a new city. Because if you have been living in a hometown, if you have been living wherever it is with your parents, or if you have been living in one place for a long time, and if you have the option, considering you haven't started a family there, you don't have other responsibilities, if you're lucky enough, if you're fortunate enough to have an option to move to a new city, I think you should make the call. And here's why. So when we live in a known place around people who know us, we develop different images of ourselves. It's because we start seeing ourselves from people's lenses. So someone thinks, your mother thinks you are a very obedient person, so you are an obedient person. Your father thinks you are this type of person. Your friend thinks you are this type of a person. Your employer thinks you are this type of a person. So when you move to a new place, you kind of try to get rid of all these images, because when people expect something of you, because if I think you are this type of a person, knowingly and unknowingly you will start behaving like that type of a person, because socially we have to coexist, so we comply to each other's expectations, right? But when you move out, you are a complete stranger in a new place. Suddenly you get rid of all these images and you explore what else you could be. Otherwise you just remain a slave to other people's images. So one big reason why I think you should consider moving to a new city is to explore who you could really be. And one caveat that I am taking care of in my life is to make sure that you don't move to a new city and just form your little friend circle of 4 or 5 people and be there with them. You have moved to a new city and make the most out of it. It's okay to have a close group of friends. It's great. Even I have it. I've moved in with my friend. But make sure you keep meeting new people. Make sure you keep exploring new things. Make sure you don't create another cocoon that you have run away from when you were at your home, right? So make sure you don't get caught in those complying to images of other people because they know you from previously. So yeah, that is one caveat that you should take care of if you are moving to a new city. Okay, so another very great point added by Khushwant was every new person that you meet when you move to a new city adds to another layer. You discovering another layer of your personality. You were always with people who were very nice to you, who took care of you, who knew you from before, and now you move to a new city and your landlord is an asshole, and now you have to act in a different way to deal with that person. And suddenly you realize, oh, I was a sweet person, but if needed, I can be a strong person. I can take a stand. I can present my arguments. So now you discovered a whole new personality of yourself. So every new situation, every new person that you meet somewhere adds to you discovering more about yourself and you becoming a more fuller human being. Okay, let me now finish off with telling you what I'm trying to do here. I don't know why you should care about what I'm trying to do here, but if you do, I love you, and here is what I'm trying to do. So, number one, my first priority is to build the first offline base of Planet of Disobedience. So, it has all mostly remained, Planet of Disobedience has mostly remained an online community of artists. And, you know, there is nothing more valuable than connecting with someone on a person to person basis. So that is one of the biggest things that I'm looking forward to conduct workshops, to conduct events, to conduct meetups, and really meet a lot of artists and officially include them into the Planet of Disobedience community. So that is one of the goals that I have. Having moved to a new city, the second thing I'm trying to do here is to do a lot of introspection. You see, I'm going through my quarter life crisis, if I may put it that way, because I am confused about every fucking thing in my life right now. What kind of career should I pursue? Where should I take Planet of Disobedience? Should it just be about artists? Because I am not just an artist. I am a spiritual guy. I'm an entrepreneur. So I have different shades of my personality. Should I include everything into Planet of Disobedience, or all these characteristics of mine should constitute different organizations or different pages or different channels? What kind of a life should I be living? The work that I'm doing, am I doing it just to be a part of the rat race to earn the most money, or will I be proud of it 50 years from now? So all these different questions that I have, and I want to gain clarity on these. Two things that I'm doing to gain more clarity. One is to journal more actively. So I'm trying to set up one particular time every day where I sit down and write everything that's going on my mind. The second thing is a more public thing. I have invented something called blogs, which is podcast vlogs in podcast forms. It is like an online audio diary where I just record my thoughts and put it out in podcast format. So if you want to listen to very raw, uncut version of me thinking, being confused, you can go check it out. The third thing I'm trying to do, having moved to Bangalore, is to focus very much on my personal development. As I said, I'm not happy with where I am internally, although externally around me everything is super fine. It's better than it had ever been, but internally I feel, I'm stuck somewhere. I'm not growing as much spiritually, in personal development wise, mentally. So I'm trying to do a lot of, I'm planning to meet a lot of people, I'm planning to read a lot of books, watch movies, you know things of that nature, find time for those things. In a nutshell, I'm trying to become the most awesome version of myself. Okay, before signing off, I would like you to, comment, subscribe, like, show some kind of, support in whatever form that you can, on whichever platform you're listening to this audio or video. I would highly appreciate it.